know if you guys can see, but I have a lot of coolant leaking in my engine bay, which is a very common problem for the B58s. So with that being said, I went ahead and ordered these new HRE FF10 rims, polished silver.
If you have a B58, especially a 540, here are some things that you can do to keep your car reliable. First thing is the aluminum cooling expansion tank. Now, I've heard mixed reviews about this. People have told me, oh, since it's aluminum, there's gaskets that could go bad or whatever the hell. But from my experience, I've had issues with my previous one. I had a coolant leak. I replaced it. I've had no issues. Thus far, I beat on it. It's very nice. I've also seen people do this all the time. So yeah, I recommend. No idea, thumbs down. I mean thumbs up. Next, which is controversial, especially if you want to make more power, is a PCV delete kit. Now, I have an OEM PCV right now. I did have a delete kit on it from Ross, but it was smoking from it, so I uninstalled it, and I'm trying to figure out exactly how I did it. Either I installed it wrong or the gasket is too thin. Don't know yet. I've heard only good things about PCV deletes, so I definitely recommend it. Just get one that works. I don't know. Next is obviously your maintenance, of course. Coolant flushes every 15 to 30k miles. Diff fluid every 15 to 30k miles. Transmission drain and fill and the transmission filter replacement every 30k miles. Do not do a flush, do a drain and fill. Everyone does oil changes at different times, but I do oil changes at around 3,000 to 4,000 miles every single time. I do not go over 4,000 ever. Okay, the last thing that I do that's considered maintenance, or I guess is preventative maintenance, is I keep a coolant expansion tank cap that's OEM in my car. I also keep a PCV in my car as well. I also keep coolant in my car just in case I am leaking. I can only use like maybe a quarter of this. I do not recommend to get this type of coolant though. Make sure you get OEM BMW coolant and then make a 50-50 mixture using distilled water. Do not use regular water because the minerals in that water will fuck up your water pump and your entire coolant system. So yeah, I only had that for like a short-term fix because when I first bought the car I had an issue, but now it's gone and I only use OEM coolant. So this might go here soon, but once again, use OEM coolant only. Has it happened to me? No. So I don't really think it's that big of a deal if it's a short-term fix, but eventually replace that coolant if you're using like AutoZone coolant with that OEM. From my experience, that is just what is better for the car, and that is what these cars were designed for.
The BMW 540i is basically a M5. It has a B58 engine, so it's basically a supercar.
Stop the cap. Now, before the BMW fanboys start crying on the comments, let me explain. Because even though the 540i is not an M5 and nowhere near it, BMW might have accidentally built one of the best daily drivers they've ever made. And there's a reason this car has a cult-like following, and it's not even the horsepower. See, under the hood, you get the legendary B58 turbocharged inline, 335 horsepower, 332 pound-feet of torque, the ZF whatever transmission. It's one of the smoothest transmissions ever. And it'll do 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds. Those numbers are good, but they're not why people love this car. The real reason, it's because it does everything. Need to drive to work? Perfect. Want to go on a road trip? Easy. Want to hit the back roads on the weekends? This thing will put a smile on your face every time. And here's where it gets crazy. People spend way more money buying fast cars just to do the same thing this car does. Except now they're paying double the insurance and double the maintenance. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. No, it's not an M5. And it doesn't have to be, because 95% of the people driving these cars don't need 600 horsepower. Bro, you drive to work and back. You get stuck in traffic. You're literally going to use the car to go to the gas station and try impressing people. You're going to go pick up food with it. You're not going to use 600 horsepower every day. So let me ask you this. Is the BMW 540i the best daily driver ever made? Or would you rather have something else?
Someone's recommended the 540i plenty of times. It's time y'all get a reality check. The 540i is the cheap alternative to the M340. That's what it is. It is genuinely not a top 3 B58 platform. If you're talking about B58 sports cars, the Mark V Super is going to be the best. If you want a B58 but care more about luxury, the 740i is available. This is really the best all-around B58 platform, and a lot of people are now trying to give that title to the 540 when there's a couple key differences. One, you have an open diff. That's why you don't have an M badge. Secondly, the 540s do weigh about 200 pounds more. 2021, 2022, the 2020s, and I assume the 2019s are the only ones that I could find that have a negligible difference in weight. But then you get to the part everyone talks about, the interior. And yes, that's where the 5 Series does win. But at the end of the day, with BMWs, it's all about options. Does this and this look that different? It's rare you find a 540i that's spec to the T, and if you do, buy it. Most of these cars get dealer ordered. They're not crazy specced out. They're ordered with the things that customers see the most value in. So you end up with a pretty comparable interior, pretty comparable practicality, but performance doesn't end up being close. In addition to just just making more horsepower stock. They're lighter, they're more nimble, they have an LSD. Where the 540 succeeds is being the M340's cheap alternative, and there's nothing wrong with that. Give up that sportiness and extra performance for a softer ride, a bigger interior, and that's where that price difference is made up, because in addition to being cheaper, not as sporty versions of the M340, they're also older. Majority of M340s will have the Gen 2 B58. The 540 started sale in 2017 to 2023, meaning about half of them have a Gen 1. Ultimately, it just comes down to what you value. I think the LCI 540s look better. They're more stately and mature. If you don't care about handling, you know you won't ever be the fastest B58, it's not a bad option, but that doesn't make it the best B58.
So I didn't want to talk about this, but the BMW 540i is the best luxury car you can own for $35,000. It is literal pennies. Okay, maybe not pennies, but for a luxury car, I mean, this is a lot of car for the money. Now, let me walk you through this real quick. Now, I'm specifically looking at the LCI models, so that's 2021 and up. LCI is just a fancy word that BMW uses for a facelift. You know, when you get upgrades, mid-cycle refresh, whatever you want to call it. Now, the biggest thing for me is that they upgraded the headlights for this model year, and it looks so much better. Now, you need to remember, this is a true luxury car. This is not trying to be a sports car. It's not a sports sedan. It's not an M340i trying to be an M3. You get it? This is its own category. It's just doing its own thing. And look at this POV shot. Beautiful leather, steering wheel's amazing, the infotainment's nice. Everything about this is just cleanly done. And there are a lot of different specs you can get on it. Do I trust myself with white? Probably not, but if you do, do that. And for the fanboys, yes, it does have a B58. It's not exceptionally fast by any means. It's slower than M340i, but it's not trying to be that, like I said. This is the perfect daily driver. You have plenty of room. And the thing I don't get is that if I were to buy something like an M340i, I'd rather buy an M440i because that's like a true sports car. It's a coupe. Versus an M340i that's just a sports sedan. So if I just wanted a luxury car, I'm going to buy myself a 5 Series over a 3 Series. But if you buy this car, do simple upgrades. Keep it simple. I mean, you could do a steering wheel. You could add Alcantara to the headliner if you want to. Add some wheels and, you know, call it a day. Maybe add a diffuser if you want. But that's what I really love about it is you don't have to do much to it to make it look good. From factory, it's already doing enough on its own. So, I mean, add a little bit of your own style to it and call it a day. Let me know your thoughts though. Do you think there's a better luxury car right now on the market?
All right, 3 things I wish I knew before buying my BMW 540i. It's not unknown that the 540i is the best bang for buck B58 you can get on the market. In terms of mileage, luxury, clean titles, history, overall the 540 is going to be the perfect buy every single time. But there are some things I just wish I knew. First thing, options. I did not know how many options German cars have. I'm coming from a Q50, which doesn't have that many options. So knowing that this car had as many options as it did, I probably would have been more on it, you know, buying the car. Shadowline. I wish I had Shadowline, but I can always solve that with a chrome. I won't lie, my 540 is pretty specced out, but I am missing some options right here. I think this is night vision, and the other one I'm forgetting, but it's something. And that's going to be how much it really costs to maintain these cars. Now, I got a lot of plugs, I got a lot of connects. I'm able to get service maintenance for really cheap, 50% off than what it's actually worth, but still, it still adds up, bro. It still adds up. Whether you have an M or an M-Lite or a regular 540, you're still paying BMW tax on all maintenance. So be prepared to spend at least 4 figures per maintenance bill, especially if you don't have connects. Now, I have connects, so yeah. Number 3 is how fragile this car really is. The paint is so fragile. If you have any BMW, you know the paint scratches so easily. So best believe, get it PPF as soon as you can because you're gonna have some scratch marks in your car. Not only the paint, the fucking windshield too. Guys, look, this is a crack from a rock that I got on the highway and it was about $1,000 to fix it. I really don't care to fix it because you really can't tell. Like, I pointed it out so you can see it, but from a distance, you can't. As I said, everything with these cars are a minimum of 4 figures. So that windshield, $1,000. Scratch right here, $1,000. That's not even including maintenance, that's all cosmetic. It's really easy to say if you have these cars and you maintain it really well, you have money, or at least a good amount, because these cars are not cheap to maintain. These are not Japanese cars. Leave a comment if I missed anything out, and of course, follow for more.